Hebron is important because Abraham buried Sarah there. So you see, Hebron already has a tie to the covenant promises of God. Abraham brought the field that contained the cave where he buried Sarah in Hebron. So that was already legally theirs, you might say. And Hebron offers the opportunity for Israel through Judah to own responsibility for his failures of the past and to correct them in the present by living into the promises of God. They had let Hebron and its inhabitants shake them to the very core and cause their disobedience. But now they're ready to go back and confront that failure, not whitewash it, but to confront it and go back and correct it and do the right thing and to live into the promises of God. And then finally, Hebron is important because it will be the future capital for King David when he becomes king of Judah, and thus establish the royal dynasty from which Jesus the Messiah, the Son of David, the Son of God, will come. So you see, Caleb's desire and Judah's willingness to step into this promise again, and Joshua's blessing upon it as the representative of God. There, in our obedient clinging and living into the promises of God in the present means that the fulfillment of God's covenant promises in the past, represented by the burial place of Sarah, and the future, represented by that Hebron will become the capital of King David, from whom the Messiah will come. The path of God's covenant promises in the past and in the future run straight through us. They run straight through us. Ephesians 2:10, for we are God's workmanship, created for good works, which He created in advance for us to do. That's for us individually. That's for us as a church. You see, God's covenant promises of the past and of the future are running straight through us in ways that we can't fully understand. I mean, even Joshua and Caleb didn't fully understand the impact of what was happening there. That by going to Hebron, they were beginning to establish the royal dynasty from which Israel's Messiah would come. They didn't know that, but God knew that, and He was working through them to cause them to be obedient so that His covenant promises would run through them.